Bill McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game, marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place. With AI and a clever spin, join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
Hey, welcome to the show. Of course, I'm Bill McIntosh. I'm your host. The whole point of this show is to help you succeed as an entrepreneur. Whether you're brand new, just getting started, maybe you have no experience, you're just interested in how do you get an income going online, or how do you build a business with online strategies, then this show is for you. And if you're a more seasoned veteran and you're looking for traffic strategies or things that are going to give you the leverage to make more money in your existing business, this show is for you as well. Now, I'm a veteran entrepreneur. I've been building businesses online for many, many years now, actually over 25 years. It's been a while. And I've been able to generate over $100 million in revenue across all the different businesses over the years. And so I recently made it my life's mission to help as many entrepreneurs as I possibly could. And it's a personal mission of mine. And that's what this show is all about. And so on the show, I typically do training covering either a traffic generation strategy, getting started on building a new business, maybe something that will help you make more money or more sales in your business. And I deliver some content. We open it up to Q&A, and I can help you with just about anything when it comes to digital entrepreneurship. So stick around. We'll do an Ask Me Anything a bit later in the show. But today I have some really awesome content to share with you. Something came out from Google. It's an AI-related tool. We're going to get into the details of what it is and how you use it. But I was blown away, completely flabbergasted when I looked at this tool. The potential is just enormous. And today I'm going to show you the tool. We'll talk about how you can use it from the beginning. You can actually use this tool to start an entire business. And if you already got a business, you can use the tool to help you get more leads, help you make more sales, help you get traffic, help you make content, and a lot more. And today, I'm just going to cover my three favorite use cases right now of this brand new tool, courtesy of Google. So we can thank the big G for this. And I'll be covering all the details about that in just a couple of moments on today's show. So I'll check in. I do see people saying hello. So if you haven't yet, give me a big shout out in the chat. Give me a hello. Let me know where you're at in the world and give me a hello. I just want to make sure the audience is with me. And I love seeing where everybody's at. I see from somebody, aloha, Regina in Hawaii. Let's see, we have Bo is, I thought Bo said where he was from. But hey, Regina, hello, Bo. James, hello, James. Tracy from Malta. Bad advice from Spain. that sounds like a story that's about to unfold. The bad advice I got from Spain. Anyway, John, hello from Toronto. Chris wants to know, how my vacation was. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Bo's in Sweden. All right, fantastic. Baytown, Texas. Valerie, Deborah's in Colorado. And I see a lot of new and old faces in the chat. So thanks, everybody. And my vacation, yes. So if you were with me last week, you know, it was my 25th wedding anniversary. And Heidi and I went to Vegas. So we went there we were there for several days. And it was my secret mission. She didn't know this, but the whole point of going was I wanted her to go several days in a row without her worrying about someone else. So whether it's taking care of, parents or our kids or, or our kids' girlfriends or whatever, she's always worried about someone and trying to help them with something. And so I wanted her to have at least 4 days in a row where all she had to do was worry about herself, and mission accomplished. So it was a good trip, and I think she had a lot of fun. I enjoyed, it's rare I actually take off from work. I'm a bit of a workaholic, to be honest with you. So I love what I do. So I love working, and I love building businesses, and I love helping you. So I don't get a break myself very often, and it was nice. It was nice. So thank you for asking. Unfortunately, I brought back an unwelcome guest. I've been fighting off the sniffles. Fingers crossed I didn't bring COVID home with me. Yeah, so if I'm a little off my game today, you'll know that it's a little lingering cold, I guess, that I got. What happens in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas, so I brought it back with me. Yeah, but thank you for asking. We're going to have an awesome show for you today. And by the way, if you are somebody who is not yet a subscriber and you would like to get awesome content about how to get traffic, how to build a business, how to make money online, then subscribe. You'll see down below the video a nice red button. Usually if it's red, that means that you haven't subscribed. Give it a tap. That's all it costs. One little click. No, and I'll deliver content to you every single week. I'm here every Wednesday, and we also release video content here on the channel all the time covering these topics. So if that's something you're interested in, you'll definitely want to subscribe. And by the way, you should click the bell icon. You're going to want to do that because YouTube is famous that even when you subscribe to a YouTube channel, they don't notify you. Silly, I know, but that's the way they do it. So to make sure you get notified, you're going to want to click the bell icon. So you tap subscribe, then there'll be a little drop-down menu, and then click on the bell icon and tell YouTube you want to get the notifications. And that's how you'll be notified when we go live and when we release new content to the channel. And it looks like we got the audience building up, so we're going to get into it here in just a moment. Of course, I need my content juice. And we'll get started. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a question for you, Nick.
All right, let's hear
it. So producer Nick, who is hanging out helping me make these shows, it's thanks to him that these shows can happen because I don't have the time to arrange it all and plan what we're going to do and all the stuff that goes into making this channel a success. It's all thanks to him. So thanks, Nick. But my important question for you is, why did the cookie go to the doctor?
Oh, why?
Because he felt crummy.
Okay. All right.
Although as I ask you that, I realize this is a repeat joke. I think
it is?
Yeah, I think I asked you this before.
You should use the new ChatGPT voice model and that's get a joke.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I'm going to actually be doing some content on, by the way, they got ChatGPT as my source for my dad jokes. But ChatGPT has an awesome feature. Many of you probably know about it, but their advanced voice features just came out. Here, let's as soon as she turns on here, we'll ask her a joke. Oh, are you?
Blast proof? That sounds intriguing. Are you referring to something specific? Or maybe looking for a way to integrate that concept into a project?
Oh, I see what she's doing here. It says I have to start a new conversation. It jumped into voice in our existing conversation.
Hey there. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm wondering, can you tell me a dad joke?
Of course. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts.
I think I've heard that one before somewhere.
It's a classic. How about this? What did one plate say to the other plate?
What?
Dinner is up. Glad you liked it.
Oh.
Want to hear another one?
No, thank you.
If you cheat.
Anyway, I have some stuff I'm going to be releasing with you about how you can use the new advanced voice feature in ChatGPT. It's not the same one you had before. It's way improved compared to if you've messed around with ChatGPT's voice feature. The new one is awesome. Besides just her being able to tell jokes, there's a lot of business uses that you can use her to help you grow your business. And going to be covering that in a future session. But today we're going to be talking about Google's latest release, and that'll be the topic for today's show. All right, fantastic. Well, then we are about to get into today's content. And before we do, I am going to take a very quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with all about Google's brand new tool and how you can use it to make a pile of money using this free tool, by the way. It costs absolutely nothing. I'll see you in just a minute.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
that's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This PushButton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
All right, and I should be back, although YouTube is doing an ad break. And we should be back for everyone in just a couple of moments, and we're going to dive into the content. Awesome. And I mean, hey, producer Nick, that link that we used for the new service of helping people with the consultation, you know, we did the video on that. So we'll push that out later. So. All right, fantastic. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we're going to get into it. And turn off all my notifications so I do not get interrupted, and we will get into it. My teleprompter here. Which, by the way, we use some of the features related to my training today to actually write what's called the hook for the content I'm about to record. So we use this tool to actually script and craft the copy. The script that I'm going to be reading that I'm using was created with the tool I'm about to show you. So it's we use the tool to create the training for the tool that I'm about to talk about. So that's what do we want? AI inception, I guess. All right, here we go. Oh, by the way, just got to tell the audience I'm recording this, so I might do retakes. I might make notes for my editor. You may hear me doing comments and things like that. As soon as I'm done recording, I'm going to come back to you and we're going to answer all your questions. So you'll hear me making the content first. I won't stop until it's done and recorded so our team can edit it and use it for our trainings and stuff. And then I'm going to come back to the live audience and I'll be answering all your questions at that time. All right, here we go. Google just dropped a free AI tool that is so powerful it could turn you into a millionaire. I'm absolutely serious when I say that. That's because people are already using it to quickly generate profit online. This new tool, it's called NotebookLM. And today, I'm not just showing you what it is, I'm going to be revealing 3 proven strategies so that you can use it to rake in serious cash. So, want to know how to tap into this gold mine before everyone else is doing it? Keep watching, and I'll show you step by step how to make money with Google's NotebookLM. Let's get into it. All right, let's share the screen. And we will turn on audio. Yeah, that intro I just read was written by these tools. So that's what I was talking about. Okay, so we have the screen, and then we're going to go to that layout. Let me get this panel up. Where did it go? There it is. I'm going to go to present mode, full screen. Okay, here we go. So if you're not familiar with NotebookLM, it is a tool that's, at the moment, it's free. It's coming out of what's called Google's Labs. So you have to opt into this. And below, I'll drop a link to make it really easy. You just click that link, accept Google's terms. You're going to need a Google account. Be free, at least at the time of this video. It's absolutely free to use this. You'll have to accept their terms and conditions and get access to NotebookLM. And basically what it is a notebook, like it says, where you can upload all kinds of stuff. It can be links to articles on the internet. It could be links to videos on YouTube or elsewhere. It can be PDF files. It can be text that you copy and paste, but all kinds of data and documents and stuff, you can upload it into Google LM, and it's going to allow you to do some really, really powerful strategies for your business. And I'll be showing you how you can use it, not just to get traffic, and to get leads, but how to use this to make money. And I'm going to be covering it a lot on the channel. So this is just the first in a series of how we're going to use NotebookLM in my businesses to make a pile of profit. And I'll show you step by step as we're using it and as we're implementing successful strategies. I will continue to share them with you. Now, as you probably know, I've been pretty successful as an entrepreneur, having been able to generate over $100 million in revenue across my businesses. And so when I identify something like this, that is a massive opportunity, it's big. It really is. So how does NotebookLM work? So it uses Google's note for editor. We'll clean this up. NotebookLM uses Google's AI system called Gemini to power itself. So behind the scenes, it is Google's Gemini AI tool that is powering all of the different things. And it allows you to talk to dozens of different sources of information and build really cool stuff out of it. Okay. Now, at the time of this video, you can do text, PDF files, MP3s, Google Docs, websites, YouTube videos, and you can load up to 50 sources at a time, and then have conversations with it about those sources, but also get it to create things for you. Let's say, for example, many of the people that follow me are into releasing online courses. So if you have a digital course that has lessons in it, you can feed NotebookLM your lessons or your entire course, and then you can have it actually create some awesome materials out of it, which I'll be demonstrating in just a few minutes, including podcast episodes, check sheets, workbooks, notes, and a whole lot more. So we'll keep looking in here. So the content creation you can do here is crazy. So to get access, by the way, you're just going to go to notebooklm.google. Okay, notebooklm.google, or you can Google it. Just go to Google and type in NotebookLM. I'm sure they'll help you find it. And by the way, all the links and resources and tools and other things that we cover today are all available for free. I'll drop a link in the description and in the comments below, where you can go get access to all the materials that we share on the show. So if you want to download this slide deck and all my resources, it's available. Check the description below. So this is what NotebookLM looks like. So the first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to count down from number 3 to number 1. And number 1 is the best of them all. So stick around for all 3. But the first one is we're going to actually turn books, like real physical books, and we're going to turn them into podcasts. So you can take, and by the way, it's not limited to books, but we're going to use books as an example, as my first example, okay? Now, you might be surprised. We're going to make a podcast, and it's going to be really, really good. And there's a really cool workflow that we'll show you that you can do these. And you can take these podcasts, whether you're uploading them to your own site, your own podcast can be powered by this. You can use it to create videos. You can use it to create a lot of powerful material. And as an example, let me just show you really quickly. I'm going to escape out of here. I want to show you an example here is a podcast that we just made out of The Art of War. You know, it's the classic work of Sun Tzu, which is a Bible in business and in life for resolving and winning conflict, and winning any kind of a game you might want to play, really. So let's take a look. This is what it comes out. This is what it sounds like.
All right, get ready, because we are diving deep today into the art of war, which, I mean, come on, ancient China, legendary strategist Sun Tzu.
Yeah,
This wisdom has stuck around for over 2,500 years.
I know.
Makes you kind of wonder what the Sun Tzu was thinking, you know?
Definitely makes you think. And what's really wild is how relevant it still is today. Even if, like, I don't know, the closest we get to a battlefield is arguing over a parking spot, right?
Totally.
It's good, right? So all I did, I'm going to show you step by step how that was done. It takes like 2 minutes. You upload a document, you hit a button, and that is it just spits it out. And now we can download that and use it anywhere we need to for our own content. So today we're talking about podcasts, right? So you can actually, a really powerful strategy for a business is to have a podcast. And so let's say you have a faceless business in a niche. Maybe you have a gardening product, or you have a gardening website. Well, you now have the ability to create a podcast around your topic. And you can have a weekly podcast, a daily podcast, and the benefits are tremendous, including a powerful way to build links to your website, by the way, because every time you have a good podcast, you can go out and get links listed from podcast directories pointing at your website. And you can only do this if you have a podcast. So now you have one just using this tool that you see right here. So let's go back to our presentation really quickly, and I have a lot more to show you about this tool, okay? So we can turn any book into a podcast. Oh, by the way, producer Nick did this one here. This is on the book 48 Laws of Power. Check it out.
All right, so you want to talk about power.
Who doesn't, right?
That's fair. But seriously, for this deep dive, we're cracking open Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah, it's a classic, like a modern day Machiavelli, you know?
Totally. Except Greene is a little less.
So I won't keep going on that one, but it's really good content, by the way. So as I've listened to these, and I'm going to show you one that I made just before going live. I uploaded this document and made a podcast just before going live. I listened to it, and man, is it good. It's a topic that I know quite a lot about. It's a book that I'm familiar with, and I had it make a podcast episode. Actually, the book is right here. So I took this book, which is called Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz, which is an amazing book on persuasion and selling. And it will open your mind to a completely different way of how to sell and how to make money with your online business. But it's kind of an expensive book, by the way. So I think I spent $300 to get this copy. So it's not one you can just go grab for cheap, but it is a very useful book. So now, turns out you can take a book like that ordinarily would cost you a bunch of money, upload it, and make a podcast episode about it. So let's take a look at that one. That is right here, okay? So I uploaded it here, and it was actually really simple to upload the source, okay? Which I'm going to show you in just a moment. But we uploaded it. I hit the button to turn it into a podcast episode, and that is it right here.
Okay, so have you ever heard of this like marketing manual, right? It's like legendary. They call it like the holy grail of copywriting, I think.
Yeah.
So today we're going to look at Breakthrough Advertising, this book by Eugene Schwartz.
Oh, yeah.
And this book, I mean, good luck even finding a copy these days. It's like they're super rare.
Yeah, it really is incredible. Like, I've heard stories about copies of this book trading for thousands of dollars.
Oh, absolutely. Like insane money. And you know what, though? The really valuable thing is like how relevant all of his stuff still is, even today.
Oh, yeah. Schwartz was really onto something. And it's not even just for advertising. Like, these ideas they apply to.
So something I want to point out here, what's so amazing about this is that all of what they just talked about, it's not in the book, right? The book was written in 1966. It's about persuasion and selling and marketing, basically. All of that information I knew that because I'm an insider, right? I've been studying this. I've been studying persuasion and marketing for decades. And I know who Eugene Schwartz is. I know how hard it is to get the book. But how would the AI know that? So the AI took the source materials that I gave it, which was a PDF copy of the book, and it knew all of that and created a podcast episode with inside information that it learned about Eugene Schwartz and his book beyond the document I uploaded. So I hope you understand why this is so powerful. So now you can take books in your niche. So take some of the big books and not just books, by the way, videos and just about anything else, and turn them into podcasts that you can use all over the place. Now, we're going to be talking about how on a future episode, I'm going to tell you how you can use these podcasts to get a ton of traffic. So that's coming up on a future episode that you'll see on the channel coming soon. But the first step is to be able to make the podcasts like this. And that is quite simple. So let's go back to the NotebookLM. We'll say new notebook. And then we just upload it. So we can choose a file we want to upload. So let's say I'm going to go to my downloads. Well, I'm going to go with this. This is the same book I already did, but I just want to show you how simple it is. So we do that. Okay. It's now processing the materials from the book that I uploaded. And in just a moment, it will appear here. Now, this PDF is kind of long. Here's the PDF that I got, by the way. It's 209 pages. So there we go. Now it's actually ready. So it read those 209 pages, digested it, thought about it, processed it, and it's ready to go in just that fast. So we can give our notebook a name. Live show demo of breakthrough ads. Okay. So it's now got a name, and we can do a lot of stuff with it. What I'm showing you just now is how to do these podcast episodes. That's right here. It's just one button click. You just click generate. And so you can see there, it's generating the conversation. This process takes 2 to 3 minutes, and we can come back and then be able to listen to that episode. It'll be interesting to see how different this version is compared to the one I prepared earlier. So we'll come back to that in a couple of minutes and check it out. Okay, let's get back to our presentation, okay? Now, if you can't get a copy of a book, there is this really cool resource that I'm sharing with you here called Ocean of PDF, oceanofpdf.com. And we can go there, and you can see that's where I got my PDF copy of Breakthrough Advertising. So you come to Ocean of PDF, and you can do a search, right? You can search for the book, search for the author, and then just quickly download it. So this is from my searching for Breakthrough Advertising. And you just come right here and download the PDF to your hard drive, which is what I did. And you can upload that for the source of your podcast. Now, concerns about copyright and other issues like this, don't worry about that in this case, because you're making commentary. You're not taking the book and copying and pasting sections of the book. You're not doing anything that's copying or violating copyright. Now, I'm not a lawyer, and I can't give you legal advice, but that's my understanding of it, because you're doing fair use. You're commenting and talking about the book, just like any other podcaster. Imagine Joe Rogan, talking about a book he read, right? There's no copyright violation there. Now, if you took a whole chapter and reproduced it, or you had them read the chapter word for word, that would be a clear copyright violation, right? But for you to make commentary and discussion about their works, that is open season. That's called fair use, right? And you're not even quoting any part of it. You're just talking about it and giving insights to it, right? Now, let's go back to our presentation, because that's not even the best, okay? I will be showing you again in future sessions, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And look out for our future episodes on how you take these podcasts and get traffic, meaning real live visitors, targeted quality traffic to your website to buy your stuff using these podcasts, right? So step one is to make them. So follow this training and make one, and then come back. I will be teaching you how to use it to get traffic. Let's move on to moneymaker number 2. We'll go back to presentation mode. And that is turning YouTube videos into SEO content. And we're touching on a little bit what I'm going to be talking about in the next training video, but this is just scratching the surface. So I have made a lot of money with blogs over the years. In fact, I had a blog empire that I made money off of Facebook with a set of blogs, and I made over $3.4 million in a year. And there's a video on the channel about that, but we won't dive into that. You can find that on the channel if you'd like to see it. But NotebookLM makes it easier than ever to make blog content so that you can get results like that, okay? So now imagine having NotebookLM create your SEO content for you, and it's super easy. And you can get a flood of traffic using this. This is part of the deep dive that I'm going to be doing in traffic, is how to do this extensively to get a lot of traffic and make a lot of content, okay? So we're going to get back to that in a moment. So I'm going to come on screen for just a moment. So note for editor, you can clean this up as needed. So one example of how we use this is we took a bunch of videos on my channel. We took our videos, loaded it into NotebookLM, and you can literally just take the link from YouTube. You take the YouTube link, paste it into NotebookLM, and add it as a source. And what we did is we then could talk to the notebook and get it to create content for us based on that video. So you can take a video. Let's say you find a useful and informative video on YouTube that is in your niche market. You take that link, you drop it into NotebookLM, and then you can have it churn out content. And then producer Nick, do we have the link? Oh, I think the one to my channel is the link I couldn't get to work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to go, let's actually, just for fun, we didn't plan this, so I'm going to go ahead and screen share. Let's go back here, and we're going to go to my channel, and we'll just do one really quickly, okay? So let's take a look at, let's go to this one. Today, okay. I'd like to show. It's going to take the link. We're going to go back to NotebookLM. We'll make a new notebook, and we're going to say we want a link to YouTube, and we're going to paste the YouTube URL right there. Insert. Now, it already watched my video and understands all about it. Pretty amazing, right? So I could click the generate button here to make a podcast episode about my video. I'm not going to do that. Instead, we could do things like this. We could create a study guide. So let's click that. So it is now going to create a study guide for somebody who might want to watch my video and wants to make sure they learn the key elements of that video. What is the important content, the important moments in that video that they would want to learn? And it's going to create that study guide based on the contents of the video, okay? And we'll give it a moment here. There we go. Here is the study guide, including quiz questions that students might want to ask about that video, right? How'd you like that? So we release training like this. Do you think that'd be valuable if I could give you a companion study guide so that you knew what the takeaway, powerful, important moments of that video are? So when you're paying attention, you don't have to be like hunting and listening and trying to figure out what moments of the video are important. You've got a study guide like that shows right there. I mean, isn't that a valuable piece of content, right? You can make that on any video. So you could even get somebody else's video, make a study guide on it, and make it a lead magnet, as an example, which we'll talk more about lead magnets in a minute, okay? So now that's saved. So then let's go back to our notebook guide here. So not only a study guide, but we can do a table of contents, frequently asked questions, or we can just come down here and talk to it. So we can talk to the AI. Now let's ask it, can you prepare a a report designed to take the actionable information and put it to use. I plan to use it to make a downloadable guide for people. And let's submit that. And let's see what it gives us. Cool, there we go. There's our free report on the video, right? Now, I could have it make a longer one, more detailed one. I could have it do a lesson, a course. I can chat with it. And then you could also ask it questions about the video, right? So what are the 5 solopreneur business idea that I suggested in the video? It's going to study it, and it's going to now give us a little report. There we go. There's the 5 ideas summarized nicely. So there you have it. Now, let's go back here. So that's the first part. We can use this to create SEO content. So we can take YouTube videos, create content like this, and publish it in our blog. But we can take it beyond that. And let's go to the next item on the list, which is making a lead magnet, which I kind of got ahead of myself. I get so excited about this. So on top of making your blog, article, SEO content, you can make lead magnets, like free reports, like study guides, like checklists, getting started things, all of this. You can even take the transcripts of the podcast episodes and turn those into lead magnet content. Because how do you get customers to your business in the first place? So you can see here, this is from Alex Hormozy. You're starting out, give your stuff away for free. And this talks about how to start a business from nothing, right? So you could literally start with nothing more than a YouTube video and an idea. Load the YouTube video up into NotebookLM, turn it into a free giveaway, and follow Alex's advice right here. Give that away. And then learn from the questions people ask about it. And if people aren't willing to give you their email address to download it for free, that gives you clues that you're not tapping into the right things. It's not about the right subject, or your squeeze page isn't working right, or you don't have the right content. But you can learn from that, adjust, adapt, and evolve that into a fully fledged business. So whether you already have a business and you just want more ways of getting leads, you can crank out 100 different lead magnets on 100 different topics and give them all away to build your list. And you now have a really easy way to do that, okay? Now, that's a lead magnet. So you've probably heard a lot of marketers talking about them. So you can give it your sources, which, oh, by the way, I wanted to make a lead magnet. Would you guys like to make one with me? So who here wants to learn more about how to about how to make YouTube videos to get traffic? Anybody out here want to learn that? So note for editor, I'm talking with the live audience, so you can clean this up as you see fit. But yeah, here in the live audience would like to learn more about getting traffic from YouTube or having successful YouTube videos, yeah? If there's enough interest, I will make a lead magnet and I'll give it to all of our free Ingeniosity subscribers if there's enough interest. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, a little delay there, but now we're getting lots of yeses. All right, so I happened to find this document here, and I didn't find it. I got it from the guys at. Here we go. Let me escape out of this. I want to get out of. There we go. Presentation mode. This is from boy, my sickness is catching up with me today, having a brain fade moment. My First Million podcast. So this is courtesy of the My First Million podcast guys, and it is an inside document from Mr. Beast himself. Okay, So I'm not going to share this document with you right now, but it's an entire, a very comprehensive guide that he literally gives to his staff. So he gives it to his staff when they first come on. And this guide is intended for them. It's 36 pages, step by step, super valuable information about how to make successful YouTube videos. Okay. So what I am going to do, we're going to drop this into NotebookLM. So first thing, I'm going to get this on my hard drive. Let me just download it really fast and put it in my downloads folder. We're going to come back to NotebookLM, start a new notebook. Okay, let's upload the file. So this is the Mr. Beast Inside document. Awesome. And here we go. So the first thing I can do is I can ask it to create a study guide. That's the one-click thing there. And it's going to give us all the details, or what are the important things that we need to make sure we learn when we study this document. And it's going to pop them all up and do that here. We're not going to stop there. We're going to actually do a little bit more. And in fact, you think it'd be valuable to have a checklist? What about a checklist of when you have an idea for a YouTube video? There we go. There's the study guide. Pretty cool. So now we have our study guide. So now we're going to come down here and let's make a checklist. Please create a step-by-step checklist for creating a viral YouTube video following all the concepts in this document. These should be action items that are needed to get lots of clicks and views. Okay? Go. All right, so now it's going to make that for me. Okay. So, and beyond a checklist, we can continue to create useful value out of that document. There is incredible value contained in those 36 pages, but it's quite, even at 36 pages, it's quite a read to go through everything. And he goes into a lot of detail, including details about retention, of how to keep somebody watching a video, how to get people to click on a video, how to script your video. He's got some awesome tips on, there's certain times and places in the video where he tells you how to do specific things to keep viewers watching your video and keep people consuming your content. Just brilliant. So rather than having to go through all of this, we'll have our notebook all set here. Oh, there we go. There's our step-by-step guide, step-by-step checklist rather. Okay. Okay. So then we're going to make, please create a guide for YouTube video creators about this document and how to follow it. It should have a summary and then detailed information about applying. And you don't even have to spell right, but I'm going to correct it anyway, applying this information. Okay. Boom. So now, in just a matter of moments, we are going to have a complete set of valuable giveaway items that I can give away to build my list. In fact, how about this? If you're a subscriber to our totally free Ingeniosity newsletter, which I'll drop a link to that down below, and I'll pop it in the comments and in the description below. But if you're a subscriber of the Ingeniosity newsletter, we will give you these documents that you just saw me make. I will put them into nice downloadable PDF format. I'll make them all available to you, and then you can learn exactly and I'm telling you, this information is incredibly valuable and useful, practical information that you can apply to making videos and getting awesome results on YouTube. I know because I'm already applying them. And we've seen videos, instead of going from getting a few views here, a few views there, when we get it right and we follow everything that's in this guide, boom, we get 10x, 10 times the number of views on a video. And you can see that in our channel. You'll see that suddenly you'll have a video that gets 10 times or more views than our typical ones do, and is from applying the info that is contained in these guides. So if you become a subscriber, it's totally free. I'll give you all those documents absolutely free. And I see to our live audience here, note for editor, you can clip this bit out, but for the live audience, producer Nick popped that into the chat there. Okay, now let me get back on track and we'll go back to screen share. And so now I have all of these documents saved, and I'm going to give this notebook a name. So Mr. Beast on video creation, okay? So I'm not sure yet if I can give away the inside document, because I know it was originally intended for Mr. Beast employees, not for public consumption. So I might be able to give that out. I'll work that out, but you'll at least get all of the other downloadable guides and checklists and information that I'm promising you here. And then maybe I can give you the Mr. Beast download as well. Awesome. So that concludes the first 3 methods that you can use to use NotebookLM to cash in by giving free downloads to get leads, by creating content that you can either give away or sell, creating lead magnets, creating content for your blog, and a lot more. So I'm going to cover a deep dive. I have a very specific plan that we're implementing right now in my business on how to use NotebookLM to get a ton of traffic and a ton of sales. And I'm going to go over a step-by-step in detail, and I will share it here on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed. Tap that big red subscribe button down below. And yeah, make sure that you're following me here on the channel, and I'll get you that detailed step-by-step training on how to get tons of traffic and money in the door in detail, step-by-step. And until then, bye for now. Okay, so audience, I'm still here with you. That was just for the recording. Producer Nick, did I cover everything? Anything else that I needed to do? I think I got it all.
I think you did get it all, yeah.
Okay, I kind of started wandering around doing my own thing, but...
Well, it's your show.
Awesome. Well, so that is that training. We're going to be doing Q&A in just a moment, and we can play around with this some more, live. I have a few other things I want to show you, but I didn't want to drag out the content for the recording too long. So let's talk about a few other things in NotebookLM, and I'll give you a little insight into some of my plans for future content that I talked about. But before that, we're going to take a very quick commercial break. Get your questions in now. So if you have questions about NotebookLM, about using this tool, or any of the stuff we've talked about today, pop those into the chat now. We'll be doing open Ask Me Anything in a few minutes, but get your questions in the chat now. And until then, I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
You can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse. Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business, or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called PushButton AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. PushButton AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, Register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with PushButton AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.
All right, we should be back. Although YouTube is doing an ad break, so you might see, some of you may not hear me, some of you might be getting ads, all that kind of stuff. But everybody will be back with me in just a moment. And let's see there. Cool. Then producer Nick, what questions do we have?
Yeah, we got a bunch of questions. A few people wanted to know how much it costs to use NotebookLM.
It's absolutely free. Crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful tool. I was surprised. We were talking yesterday. I was surprised because I was putting the deck together and playing around with NotebookLM.
Yeah. Well, like to get Gemini Pro is how much? It's like $20 a month. Yeah. So, and this is free. Now, I don't know if it'll be free forever, but at the moment, it's totally free. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And I'm scrolling through the live chat. There's a bunch of people who are just kind of blown away by how crazy this is.
Yeah, so I mean, it is nuts. If once I really started thinking about this, I started realizing all the different ways that it can be used. You know, I have a tactic that I want to test where we're going to be using this to create content that would rank in the search engines, and then to create a video that will also rank in the search engines, then putting the two together, and then creating a podcast out of it, and then listing it in all the podcast directories everywhere to get backlinks and even more SEO value. And it's like a whole thing that feeds all on itself, all coming out of NotebookLM. So you decide the topics you want to cover, you upload the materials, and it just feeds itself like a machine. And we're going to run that. I think one single outsourcer, an inexpensive outsourced person, we'll probably have somebody in the Philippines that will have doing this. That'll be very inexpensive, and we'll just select the sources of data they're going to use, and then they'll just become a content machine, churning out a lot of really useful, valuable content that attracts links, it attracts customers, and then we can even also use the same technology to make the lead magnets to get them to opt in and feed them, you know, like just, there's just so many ways this can be used. It's, yeah. If you can tell, I'm excited about it. I can't wait to report back how this all comes together. Yeah.
All right.
What else we got?
Yeah, this one's from Tracy. She wants to know if there's going to be any issue with copyright on the podcasts.
No, again, I'm not a lawyer, right? So I can't give you specific legal advice, but you know, this is based on my general understanding of all the years I've been doing this, and you know. And you can look up fair use and copyright pretty easily. You can ask ChatGPT about it, actually. It will tell you a little bit. But using this as a podcast is totally fine, right? You're commenting on the source materials. You're not copying word for word their materials, their content. You're commenting on it, adding value, doing a discussion, which is quite different than like plagiarizing or copying. You know, and you're also not like, let's say in that case, I just did a podcast about a book. Okay. I wouldn't edit that video and try to pretend like it's my content that I wrote. Right. I'm going to be very clear that this is a podcast about a book, you know, that happens to be in my niche that I think is valuable. Right. So I'm not going to then like try to trick people into thinking I wrote it. Right. And it's all my original content. And you don't need to. That's the beauty of it. You don't need to do that in order to get great results. So there should be no copyright issue. Cool. Oh, by the way, as we went to commercial break, I asked it to make a podcast about Mr. Beast, about the Mr. Beast content. I did. So it just finished. Let's take a look. Oh no, I want it to go to this. There we go. So here it is. Let's see how it came out. It's 14 minutes and 12 seconds.
Ever find yourself down a Mr. Beast rabbit hole, wondering just how he makes his videos so captivating?
Totally get it.
We had a listener write in wanting to know more about what makes a viral YouTube video. And, well, today we're going right to the source, Mr. Beast's own playbook for creating videos that rack up millions of views.
It's really fascinating. You know, like this document we dug up, it's part strategy guide, part pep talk, all from Jimmy Donaldson's perspective. You know, Mr. Beast himself, he's not holding back at all, which makes it really insightful.
It's like he's not just telling us what he does, but like the WHY behind it all. And the first thing that really jumped out at me was his thing about.
So there we go. That's the podcast episode that they created. I'm sure that I stopped it prematurely. I don't want to make this about the Mr. Beast show. So I'll make this podcast episode available if you want to listen to it. But there we have it. I think it took about 3 minutes, and it created a 14-minute long podcast that is really good quality. And isn't the thing that's really shocking to me too about this is the quality of it. If you listen to the voice, they're emoting. They're like I've even heard where the two hosts are almost being kind of flirty with each other, and so I'll pick up sometimes them being sarcastic, and it's amazing that that's all generated by AI and in just like a button click. It's nuts. So, all right, back to questions.
I just remembered something. You asked if you missed anything.
Mm-hmm.
You were making a podcast. I forgot what you were making a podcast out of. And then you said you'd get back to it. Did we ever get...
Oh, that was the... I made another...
Breakthrough Advertising?
Yeah, I made another copy of Breakthrough Advertising. So let's go back.
Do you want to shoot something for that editor real quick? Just saying, hey,
well, let me see if I can find it. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So I'll just shoot something. So you want to note the timestamp?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to shoot a little segment for the benefit of our editor who may or may not use this, but here, I'll show you guys. I'm sure you want to see it too. So here we go. And I just noticed the additional podcast episode that I made about breakthrough advertising. It's ready. So let's take a look. It just finished this.
All right,
and
so
here we go.
Have you heard of a marketing book from the 60s? No less. Still selling for like $900.
Wow, that's a lot of dough. What book is this?
We're talking Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. Ever heard of it?
Oh, absolutely. It's legendary in the marketing world. Even if you can find a used copy, it'll cost you.
Yeah, talk about a testament to its value, right?
Absolutely. And what's fascinating.
Okay, cool. So that is the second one. And to me, it sounds just as good quality as the first one. It takes like 2 to 3 minutes to make one of these. It's nuts. Does that work, Nick?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Okay. So I still am amazed at how, I guess it's because they're using Google Gemini, that Gemini in its large language model has all this information, because the book itself doesn't, you wouldn't know that this silly book is really expensive, right? You wouldn't know that there are people fighting over copies to try to get this. And the original, this is not an original from 1966. This is a reprint. The original is like $1,000. It knew that. It was 100% accurate. And it also knew how people that are really into selling and persuasion and marketing, like myself, it knows my perspective, my inside view of this book, and they were spot on, and which is amazing to me. So that tells me that even in obscure niches, it's going to be able to create quality content like an insider of that industry would be able to do. It's quite something. So, all right, back to questions.
Yes. So Michaela had a question about how the podcast works.
Yes.
Says, hi, Bill. Hi, Nick. So cool. When setting up this kind of podcast, how do you introduce the speakers? Do you give them names? Are you upfront about this being AI generated? Thanks.
You could be. I think I wouldn't try to trick people, right? I wouldn't try to say, I'm gonna be a little sarcastic and exaggerate here, right? But I wouldn't say like, here's our totally human podcast, and it's Jessica Stansberry and Frank Smith, right? So I wouldn't try to mislead people. I may or may not label it as AI, and by the way, laws are evolving on this front. There's been discussion that talked about laws that if you have content generated by AI, you need to disclose it, which I'm not worried about. I think that's fine. None of those have passed. I don't know if they'll pass. If they do at a future date, then you would definitely want to label it. But as of now, you don't have to. Just don't go out of your way to try to mislead people about it. You can just say, you could give your podcast a name, call it if I were doing gardening, I would call it Gardening Weekly or something, just give it a generic name. You don't even have to say who your hosts are, and just release it. And if you're uncomfortable and you want to label it, then on the pages where you link to it, you just disclose it. Say, this is, we use AI to create this podcast. And it's not going to stop people from consuming it, So I'm sure the Mr. Beast podcast that I just made, I'll bet many of you will listen to it. And it's AI, but it's useful. It's valuable. It won't really matter. Cool. What else we got?
Yes, we have a question. I'm scrolling back up. Oh, this is from Greg. Greg Thorpe. He says, what separates this from 01?
You're talking about ChatGPT 01. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
So ChatGPT 01 it's a useful AI chatbot tool. It does not do podcasts like this. The podcast thing is completely unique to NotebookLM. And it's a different tool that does a different set of things. So you can use 01 to make content. It's a different strategy, different methodology. With NotebookLM, it makes it a bit easier, especially with documents that you already have. And it seems to be better at it, in my experience so far, compared to even 01 in ChatGPT.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it seems to be, I think Google is kind of, I haven't seen this published anywhere, but from watching them as a company and thinking strategically, I think one of the things that they are really investing in their AI technology is in documents, right? So you think about like Google Docs, Google Sheets, all the video content that they're generating with YouTube. I think they're very into like trying to figure out how to take media like that and then have uses, how do you then use AI with these kinds of media and these kinds of documents? And I think that's a big focus of Google's, more so than like OpenAI. It's just got a chat bot. It's focused more on their technology they're building for developers and their chat bot, right? So I think there are distinct differences in the focuses of each company. And so because of Google's unique focus, I think it makes this product better, in my opinion. Yeah. Before the next question, I have a question for you, Nick.
Yeah.
Why don't skeletons ever play music in church?
Oh, I think I know what I was going to say. Why?
Because they don't have any organs.
Suck. Even though I saw it coming from a mile away, I really like that.
All right. So what do you give that one? Score of 0 to 10.
I like that one. That's like an 8.
An 8. Wow. Okay. That's good. That's good. Audience, what do you think? Scale of 0 being just a total groan to 10 being hilarious. What does that one get? Okay. Next question.
Yes, Nicola says, I spent 2 days creating a study guide for a course with ChatGPT, and this is so fast.
I agree. Okay. The audience agrees with you. So we got Michaela gives it an 8. Mindful gives it a 9. Bad advice an 8. Bo an 8. Judy gives it a 6. So Judy's a little more critical of that one. But wasn't me gives it an 8. Okay, well, I agree with you.
All right. Michaela says, Bill, I'm amazed at how you work through illness. Speedy recovery to you.
Oh, thanks. Well, part of it is that I love what I do, I think, you know. If I had doing this was like a chore and difficult, then I probably, I think I would probably have taken the day off. But I'm a workhorse. But I am that way because I love what I do. So.
All right. This is from Ty. Ty says, could you do like 2 very simplified versions starting from 0, making money with NotebookLM?
Yes, if I were going to go every single step by step, we'd be here an hour probably on this video. So I won't do the whole thing, but I can give you a quick rundown of how I would use this, right? And that's the video I was talking about that I'm going to do some more training coming up where I'm going to get into those details. So let me tell you the overview of what I plan to test in my business, right? Because this is brand new. This is all new technology, right? But here's what I plan to do. So first, you need to pick your niche, okay? Training is already on my channel. You can look it up about how to pick a niche market. I use a very unique strategy. It's covered on the channel. So, but once you've picked your niche, I would start a blog. On that blog, I would make sure that I had an opt-in form, a form people could fill out to join my email list, okay? So that's kind of the prerequisites. You got to have that in order to make the business model work. Then what I would do is in my niche, let's say it was gardening, I would go out and I would find a collection of useful books, useful, like freely available PDFs. I would try to find like old books that are out of copyright that I might want to use, or new books. Get a collection of those things together, load them into NotebookLM, and then I would start using it to create content. And the first thing I would do is I would have it create content that I can turn into articles, right? And say, hey, well, you could write probably a whole series of articles just coming out of one gardening book, okay? And to get the books, you could use that resource I showed, which was this one, Ocean of PDF, okay? There are tons of books available in PDF form you can get here. Now, again, you're not going to republish those books. You're not going to copy and paste out of those books. That would be bad. That would be plagiarism. That would be a no-no. Instead, we're going to load them up into NotebookLM, like you saw me do, and create content, okay? I would take that content, I would publish it in blog posts, I would share those blog posts in social media, and I would start to build some traction with that. Once I had my site kind of filled up, maybe I had at least 10 blog posts in there, and I had all my social media accounts set up, and I was sharing my content in my socials, then I would start making podcast episodes. Whether you want to do it every single video or every single article or just once a week, but I would begin making podcast episodes using NotebookLM like I just showed in this video. So you can rewind and rewatch this to see it again, but just make that podcast. You can download them and turn it into a podcast. And there's a lot of tools for doing a podcast available out there. So whether you're using something like Spotify or there's a ton of places that you can make podcasts, okay? I would make a podcast. I would publish that podcast also to my blog. And then I would go list it in what are called podcast directories, which would get you a bunch of backlinks pointing back to your website, which will help you get more and more rankings. It'll help you achieve trust in the eyes of Google. It helps give you authority in the eyes of Google and is a very good thing. So that would be the step-by-step process. And then I would keep churning out content, keep making podcast episodes. If you were ambitious and you had the time, I would turn them into videos and put them on YouTube. And then that would be the process. And then it's going to take some consistency and some stick-to-itiveness where you're going to keep on going. Even when you're not getting lots of traffic and subscribers, you got to keep going, keep going. That's the content game. You got to keep it going. Stick with it. And then over time, it will build and build and build. And before you know it, you'll have a big subscriber list. You'll be able to monetize your website with ads if you wanted to. You can promote affiliate products to your list, sell your own products to your list. But there's the entire roadmap, just in a quick overview. But there you have it. and you could build literally an entire business just with this one tool, following that roadmap. I'm going to get into way more detail, by the way. Again, future trainings, I'm going to cover more in depth of how to do everything I just described, because for especially those of you who are new, that probably sounded incredibly overwhelming, but I will break it down over time in a series of videos. Okay. Next question.
Yeah, Sterling wants to know if NotebookLM can do video.
No, but that part is not difficult. There's training on our channel about how to take audio materials and turn them into videos. You can use a tool like Runway ML, or HeyGen might be another one you could use, where you could just take the audio that you get from Google, upload it to those services. Pictory is another one that can do like slideshow, or not slideshow, but stock video style videos. So those are all different ways that you could take that audio and turn it into a video.
All right. We're almost caught up. I'm scrolling by. Oh, this is a cool message from Regina. She says, this is so awesome. I do work for a Christian ministry that needs to figure out how to repurpose sermons from a pastor that has passed away. This is an epic way to do that with his YouTube videos.
Oh, absolutely. That's perfect for that. That's awesome. I'm glad I was able to help with that. Please report back, by the way. Here, I'm refilling my content juice, but please report back and let me know how that goes.
Yeah. And Bad Advice says, are the two voices created by Google NotebookLM?
Yes. Yeah, Google creates those voices.
And then Jackie says, it's awesome to have the tools you have, to have prompts, which Bill is a master at.
Cool. I'm not sure I totally understand that question.
I think she's just saying awesome.
Oh, awesome. Just, okay.
Likes the content.
Good acknowledgement. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, Sandra says, I write prophetic dreams in a notebook. Can I turn it into my own book with this NotebookLM for people to buy?
What you're talking about is something slightly different. So if you have written things in a notebook, there are vision tools that you can scan the pages and turn them into text. In fact, there are some apps you can do that with your phone, where you can scan the pages and turn that into text-based notebook, which is a little different than what we're doing here today. So at least I don't think NotebookLM does anything with vision, does it? I don't think it does.
No, not yet.
Okay. So yeah, not yet is probably the key phrase there. I wouldn't be surprised if they
they added a feature just this week. You weren't able to give it YouTube videos as a source. Before, because I was watching videos about it like last week, people were literally copying and pasting the transcripts from YouTube videos into NotebookLM. Now, if you don't do that anymore, just give the link.
Cool. Yeah, it does look like based upon that, I would think they're going to continue adding features. And there's a couple features that I'm just hoping that they do. If they do it, it's going to really make it awesome for us. So
well, the podcasts are awesome, but it is true. I wish there was a little bit more customization, which is a lot of people are asking, how can they customize the podcast or make modifications to the podcast? Right now, you can't really.
Yeah. Well, you had a good idea that you told me about. It's kind of a hassle. But if you download the audio from NotebookLM, you could use a tool called Descript. Okay, you could upload that audio to Descript, and you could edit if there's some things that they say that you don't like, you want to clip it out. There's even a way to have it to alter what they say. There's some editing tools in Descript that would allow you to edit that podcast, but it seems like a lot of work to me. So I probably wouldn't do that, but it's possible.
Yeah. And I guess we just answered this question, but this is from a Look Back at History, who says, can the AI voices be changed?
Not yet. Right now, it seems to
It defaults to those two.
It defaults to those two, but
all right.
Question.
Yeah.
What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
I don't know. What did he say?
Supplies.
That was, oh my God. I like that one. Have I given a 10 before?
No, I don't think
I
you
should
should.
give that's my first 10. I like that. I think I'm going to be a contrarian on this. I don't think anyone else will agree, but that was my favorite. I like that. I'm going to steal that one. I'm going to tell that to Michaela.
Okay, you can take it. I'll let you.
Can you repeat it again?
So it's, what did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies.
That one's so stupid. It's really
Okay. Back to the questions.
Yes, this is from May. She says, could you explain the steps from PDF to NotebookLM to blog to business for making money?
I think that's kind of the overview I gave before. And to get it in more detail, I will be giving you more training on it. So we will release more detailed training in a future video soon.
All right. Good question from a Look Back at History. It says, if you were to take a vid from YouTube and use it directly on your blog, surely Google will clock you for that.
You can embed YouTube videos on your blog, and not only is it's not a bad thing, they'll reward you for it. And I think that's what you're saying, right? That they're going to penalize you for using a YouTube video, but you can take a YouTube video and literally embed it in your blog posts, and it will help your site rank. If the video is a good video, it's useful, and people are actually consuming it and watching it on your page, that is a net positive for you, not a negative. So even if it's not your own video and it's totally within terms, it doesn't break any rules, Google wants you to do it, and it will help you, in fact. So
yeah. And
in this case, like, my big grand plan is to turn these little podcasts into videos that I put on a channel, and then I take my own videos and embed them on my own blog. Right? That's what I'm going to do with this.
I think, and I don't think he's just talking about embedding the videos. I think he's talking about repurposing content from the videos, and like it's not gonna pass Google's AI detector, and it's gonna be penalized in terms of rank. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not too concerned about AI penalties. Google. I can state this today pretty confidently. Google does not have the technology to accurately predict AI content. That takes so much computing power. It's not possible. So all the fear mongering about AI penalties and all this is nonsense. The thing they will penalize is if you use AI to put out junk content, and then the users, your visitors, show Google that it's bad content, then they will penalize you, right? So just because it's AI isn't itself going to result in a penalty. As long as when your users click and come to your page, do they read your content? Are they getting value out of it? Is the search, if they search Google and they had the intention to learn how to train their dog to stop barking, and they come to your page, do they get that? Is that search intent fulfilled? Does your article teach how to train your dog to stop barking? Because if it doesn't, and they click and then they bounce back to Google and continue their search, Google sees that, and that's where the penalties are coming from. It's from user behavior, not from the content itself.
I have a little bit of confusion there.
Yeah.
we should have touched on this a little bit more in the deck. But one of the cool things about NotebookLM is that you can give it up to 50 sources at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people here, they might be concerned, they give it one source and then they feel like they're kind of just plagiarizing that one source.
Mm-hmm.
But if you give it, a dozen sources and you're asking it to produce new information, that's the result of the synthesis of 12 different sources, you have produced a new unit of information now.
Yeah, so you have now added value as opposed to just re-talking about what others have done. Okay, I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
And by the way, in doing that and putting multiple sources in there, Nick, you noticed this, that there seems to be a sweet spot where if you start to stack up and you use all 50 slots, because it lets you put up to 50 pieces of information in, it seems like it degrades a little bit, right? Once you start getting too many sources.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
For text output, like if you're just asking it to write a blog post or something, I find it's actually fine.
Okay.
But when you're generating the podcasts, when you go over like a dozen sources, it seems to get a little bit confused.
Okay. So about 12 sources would probably be a sweet spot. Sounds like. Okay. So that's a really good point. So by taking a variety of different sources of content with different perspectives and different ideas about a topic, you're now adding value by the summary of that and by the AIs looking through all of that and, essentially extracting it and making new value because of the multiple sources. I like that idea.
Yeah, and we didn't touch on this because this isn't really like a money-making strat, but if you want to learn new things in business or in life in general, NotebookLM is great for like using it to learn things. That's why they made the podcast. Actually, it wasn't meant to like as a content. It wasn't meant for people to use it as like a content creation thing. It was meant as like a study aid. So, if you want to learn a new concept, NotebookLM is great for that. I'm going to use it that way. Actually.
Yeah, I'm going to use it as a consumer. I think the same way. When there's some books, even some books that I have read before, that I kind of feel like I missed some stuff, and I've often thought I wanted to reread them. Well, now all I got to do is upload them into NotebookLM and have a chat with the bot to learn the material in the book itself. So I think as a consumer, I love it for research, for learning. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. And the follow-up, I'll look back at history. He says, I'd imagine you'd have to humanize the AI content that produces.
Yeah, not necessarily. So I have following up with what I said, which I am not concerned about AI penalties. I am concerned about user penalties where, I put out bad content. Google can see that because they have a window into what users are doing, right? If you saw my video on my channel about Google's document leak, they had this big leak about inside information about how they rank sites. It became proven that they are spying on us. Surprise. Right? I'm sure we all knew that anyway, but it's now proven in that document that they're watching what you do in the Google Chrome browser and how you interact. You're logged into a Google account and you're interacting with their search engine. They're identifying you and your behavior. They're identifying your behavior through the Chrome browser, and they have billions of people to watch and see with their behavior. And so they know when you put out garbage content. They know it because they can see the users and what they're doing. And so that's what the true penalty is coming from that. Yeah.
Here's a workflow. I saw this workflow on Twitter, and I didn't cover it because I thought it was a little bit too complex. But what they did was they downloaded the podcast, because in NotebookLM, you actually can't see the transcript of the podcast they make.
Okay.
I feel like that's an obvious feature you should put in.
Yeah.
But you can't look at it. But what they're doing is they download the podcast, they put it into a transcription service. You can do something like Otter to do that. And then they take the contents of that transcript and they use that as a unit of content. And because it's the podcasters, you mentioned this, they sound very organic. It sounds super realistic. It's the flow of the conversation. Conversation. You just take the transcript of their podcast and you use the text transcript as your unit of content on your blog or your newsletter?
You know, I just had a thought. You know, what if I really wonder. So you guys want to do a live experiment in a few minutes? This will be fun. But do you remember how people were using Udio to make comedy tracks?
Yeah.
I wonder, you know how I got it to give me a transcript for a podcast episode? I wonder if we fed that into Udio, what it would create.
Oh.
That's
a good question.
Yeah. You guys want to do a fun experiment? I just have this idea. It might be a complete waste of time and it'll just make something, we'll at least get a laugh out of it. But I want to try something, and we'll do it in just a minute on the show. You guys up for that? I know that the show has already been on for a little time. We're running long today. So you guys want to do that? That'd be fun. We'll do it together. Okay, awesome. Fantastic. So yeah, I am going to, I'm going to do that in just a minute. We'll do a little experiment where I'm going to take a tool called Udio, and then we're going to take NotebookLM and something I discovered earlier today and mash the two together. And let's see what we can make. I think it might be cool. Okay, so then I'm going to take a very quick break. So we'll do a quick commercial break. I want to rest my voice for a moment. My COVID voice is actually I'm surprised.
I really hope you don't have COVID, because in that case I'm screwed.
Oh, I hope not. I got something. Hopefully not COVID, but I've been surprised. My voice has been holding up all this time, so it feels good. I just want to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with our experiment. Those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business. And we're back. At least for some of you. YouTube is showing ads to some of you. And which, by the way, how has the stream quality been today? So I noticed sometimes the stream quality can vary. And today, how is it coming through? Is it pixelated? Is it choppy? Let me know how the quality of today's stream has been. That'd be very useful to find out. And of course, some of you still are not here. Some of you are still watching YouTube ads. Gotta love YouTube and their ads. But yeah, good. Okay. Quality's been good for Tracy. That's good to hear. Awesome. Anybody else? Everybody else is good. Anybody having a? And other thing is, it varies obviously between my connection and your connection, and sometimes the connection inside of Google. Okay, good. Looks like we've been good for streaming. Good. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so we're going to do my experiment. And were there still many questions left, Nick, or did we cover them all? Okay. I'll make sure we don't skip anybody's questions. And but while we were on commercial break, I got logged into Udio, so I'm all ready to go.
There's a few people doing their own dad jokes in the chat.
Oh yeah,
I like some of these.
Okay, like let's try one out.
Okay.
You want to read it? I don't know if you can. You guys hear Nick? Hopefully you can.
I'll speak up. Hopefully, I'm not hurting your guys' ears.
Okay.
Okay, this one's from Valerie. She says, "Why did the nurse carry a red pen?"
Why did the nurse carry a red pen? Why?
Because she needs to draw blood. You don't like? It sounds like you don't like that.
My brain is slow today. It took me a minute. It took a minute for the connection to get made. That's pretty good. I like that.
This is from Sterling. I think you've done this one before on the show. But
okay.
He says, "What did the high tide say to the low tide?"
What did the high tide say to the low tide?
High tide. Wait, I don't get that one.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Okay, I think it's backwards. What did the low tide say to the high tide? Maybe. I don't know.
Michaela says, this is the janitor joke. She says, "My students on the school bus will love these jokes. They ask me for jokes every day." Now I got to come up with jokes. I kind of want to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
I got to come up with the perfect prompt. I got to put on my prompt engineering and come up with the perfect jokes.
Well, you have a challenge. Next week, we're going to hear a joke from you. So,
yeah.
Okay. And so are we ready to do my test?
Okay, this is from Bad Advice.
Okay.
This is a question from Bad Advice. He says, "So if I understand you correctly, don't miss the names of the interviewer and interviewee. Just do the title of the episode."
Yeah, I would personally. Yeah, I would make. I mean, either I would really lean into AI and I'd make it kind of funny, like Jane Bot and Steve Droid, something like that, right? And then be really clear that this is AI, right? So you either really lean into it and be obvious and disclose it's AI, or just be generic and give your podcast a name, the gardening podcast, and then give your episode a name and a topic. And and just don't give your guests names and your speakers names, and don't try to don't make it seem like it's real. So I go either really lean into the AI and bot thing and disclose it all, or just make it generic with no human sounding names.
Awesome. And this is from Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "I shop online and do a review for the public. Can I use NotebookLM?"
So you shop online and then review.
NotebookLM to write reviews for products.
That would be really interesting to share an Amazon product link and see what it does.
I saw a guy, he had all these use cases for affiliate marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And he used it to write a sales letter, do copywriting, and do market research. And the one thing he did was he uploaded an Amazon product description and all the reviews for the product, and used that to get some pretty interesting insights.
So the other thing that comes to mind is, what if you took like 10 products, gave them 10, give it the links to the 10 products, because you can do web links now, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you could chat with the bot and say, in certain use cases, which of the products are best, right? And then again, now you're adding value using AI. So it can look at the products, it'll probably look at the reviews and the other information on the page, and you could say, like, which cordless vacuum cleaner, which of these have the longest battery life, for example, right? And then boom, you get top 3, and now you're adding value and you get to promote your affiliate links, So that might be, again, I'm speculating because I haven't used it. That's the beauty of these new tools. There are so many new AI tools coming out every day that they spark these ideas, and then we just got to test them. But that'd be what I would test. I would test giving it product descriptions or URLs to the product listings, and then chat with it to help, organize it, come up with which ones are the best products for certain people in certain situations who have different requirements, because you might not be able to do a one size fits all product review because, some people may be on a budget. Other people may want the luxury version. Some people may want a practical version, so you could do product reviews using NotebookLM, based upon what the customer needs are. That'd be the very first thing I would try if I were going to do that. Yeah.
All right. And this is from Tracy. She says, does this program keep the work you've done so that when you come back, it won't be lost?
It does. It saves it, and I can show you here.
Each workspace, by the way, they call it a notebook. So, is it a note or a notebook? I think it's a notebook.
A notebook, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see here, let's go back out here. So here are all my notebooks. Each one of these is a separate notebook, okay? And then you'll notice that there are notes within each notebook. So here is, this was that session I did with, on the Mr. Beast essay questions, are there. And so you can make notes and they're saved inside here. So there you go. So now what I actually want to do, let's see, where did I do this at? Was it breakthrough advertising? I did a study guide. Okay, where are my, trying to find something. Was it here? Okay, this was the one I did on my, okay, here, we'll just do a brand new one. So let's do this. Let's come over here. We're going to go to, which note? Am I clear to start my experiment?
Yeah, go
okay.
for it.
So let's go to, breakthrough advertising, okay? And so I've uploaded it. There's my source right here. And here I'm going to say, please create a script for a 3-minute podcast episode. Please clearly, let's see. Please clearly label the script as male voice and I'll put quotes. Female voice. Do my quotes right. So I'm going to tell it this so that it puts that as placeholders. Please cover actionable advice and tips on applying the materials in this document. Okay, and then let's hit the button. And so it's now going to spit out a script for me. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to come over here to Udio. Udio is a music generation AI tool, but I'm going to see if I can hack it to create a podcast. It may fail miserably. It might do something hilarious. I don't know. Well, we're going to find out. But there we go. So we're going to take that. That's our title. So we're going to come over here to Udio, and I'm going to say create. Oops, no, that's not what I meant to do. Let's go to create over here. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple of things here. So we're going to go manual mode. We're going to use this model because it will do a longer clip. We're going to write our own lyrics. And we're going to say that. And then we're going to come up here because we don't have lyrics. Let's copy. Let's paste. And oh, you know what? I'm going to take these out. I think that's going to confuse the AI. So
it's linking to the
reference material. Yeah, it's linking back to the reference material. So I'm just taking those out. And let's see, what does advanced features have? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to hit this. Let's see what it does. So we could play around. There's a lot of settings that you can play around with that influence this, but let's find out what it does. Okay, so it's making it. What do you think, Nick? You think this is going to come out?
I'm actually pessimistic. I don't think it's going to. I've tried to make Yu-Gi-Oh! Do non-musical content, and every time it did. I don't know. I haven't had luck with it, so we'll see. We should have bet on this before we started.
Oh, you know, I think it's I did something wrong, so I'm going to take a second shot at this if it doesn't work. So let's see. Yeah, I think I did something incorrect here. Let's go back here. Go to my library. Yeah, it's still generating, but I actually did something. I think I did it. So while that's going, I'm going to do it again. And we're going to come up here and we're going to go manual mode, advanced features, write lyrics. We're going to use the longer credits. Let's come back here and we're going to do this. I should have put that in the top there. Okay. Use that one, write lyrics. Okay. Let's come back. I'm going to try to recopy the lyrics here cleanly. Okay, we'll try this again. Okay, I'm going to strip out the references so it doesn't confuse the AI. And we'll strip that out, and that, and that, and that. I got quite a few references to strip out. Okay. Oh, I'm host name. So I'm Joe Robot. I'm your host. Oh, that would be Joe Robot. I'm your host, Joe Robot. And I'm Jane Droid. Okay. Okay, and I think we're good. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's create. Okay, so let's go look at the library. I don't suspect my first ones that I made here are going to be very good, but let's see what it did.
Welcome back to Actionable Advertising. I'm your host, and I'm Snake. Today we're talking about how to apply Eugene.
I can't hear it, but I think it came out. Did that? I don't know if you can hear it through there.
I can't hear it either. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, the way I've got the audio set up, I can't listen through that machine, but I think it came out okay.
Like from his book, Breakthrough Advertising Can Transform Your Copywriting, making it much more powerful.
Let me turn the volume up here.
sits on what your warehouse scale. Once you know their level, you can tailor your message.
Oh, it's got music mixed in. Not quite. Not quite. Okay, so let's go back to the library. Let's see if the other one comes out. So it's still generating. Let's see. Okay, that did not come out right. I can tell that pretty clearly.
It doesn't really know what to do if it's not a song.
Yeah, I've heard a spoken word come out well with this, but I think those were the two I messed up. So let's see this new generation if it comes out all right. Okay. Okay, it's still generating, but we'll give it it'll take a minute, and then it'll be done here in just a moment. But nope, still not done. Okay, so we'll give that a moment. But while we're waiting for it, of course, as soon as I go off, it's ready. So let's try. So we have two. When Udio makes these, they create two versions. So first, let's listen to this one. Uh-oh. Unpublished. Why did it unpublish?
Welcome back to Actionable Advertising. I'm your host, Joe Robot. And I'm Jane Droy. Today we're talking about Eugene Schwartz's 5 levels of customer awareness.
This framework from his book.
Breakthrough advertising can transform your copywriting, make it much more powerful.
Exactly. The key is identifying what the target audience sits on what Schwartz calls awareness scale. Once you know the level, you can tailor your message to resonate with their specific needs and desires. Let's look at some actionable tips for each
Let's start with level 1, most aware. These customers are practically knocking on your door, ready to buy. They know your product and they're
so close, but so far away, all at the same time.
Headline should focus on a reminder, maybe your bargain price.
Schwartz gives the example. Rubber Oil and electric guy can't afford one for the $9.50. No, only money $95.
All right. Well, it was worth a try. Worth a try. We almost got it. I'll play around with this a little more, see if I can coax out some better material. But I just had the idea off the top of my head. Wanted to find out if we could do it. So we'll see if we can come up with a better solution. And if I find it, I'll share it with you guys on the next show. So on that, let's go. We'll do, I'm going to just open it up for Ask Me Anything. So anybody have any questions about entrepreneurship, about building an online business, marketing, getting customers, making money, whatever you got, ask me anything, and we'll do our best to answer. And then we're going to wrap up today. So let's do those. And I'll remind everyone, if you're not a subscriber yet, there's a red button down there. It's calling your name. It's saying, please click me. If you click it, you become a subscriber. And every Wednesday, I'm here live, helping just like I am today with new content, releasing stuff, doing failed experiments while I'm on camera, and a lot more. And then this channel is releasing content every week, different training on building, growing, scaling a business and making profit online. So if that sounds good, become a subscriber, tap that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you on the next show. With that, were there any questions we need to pick up, Nick? I mean, we'll give everybody a minute here to get their final questions in, but anything that you got ready?
No, I think I got all of them.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, then
you know what? I caught one. This is from Tracy. She says, what are the best podcast places to list on?
There's a bunch of them. And when I do my detailed training on this, I'll give you a list. So there's we'll compile a list of podcast submission sites, and I will share it with you when we get to that step of the training. Unfortunately, I don't have it at hand now, but here, let's do this. So let's say podcast submission sites, or we can say podcast directory submission. Okay, well, here's one that's a fairly recent list. There we go. There's a list of 42 technically.
I know there are services where you give them your podcast recording and then they'll automatically publish it to like 20 different platforms under the time.
Cool. Yeah, so when we do the training, I will recommend, we'll compile our own list, and I will recommend, and actually, I'll just give you we're going to make a list, and I'll give it to you once we have it done. But there you go. And let me share this in the chat, just so if you're here with me live, you got the link. But we'll give you a much more comprehensive list that we will review and approve what we put on it, and I'll share it with you all when we do the next training video on this. Cool. So we should do that. Let's add that on, Nick. So the content calendar, we can go. That's a quick one to do. How to get backlinks and traffic using NotebookLM. So we'll cover that. That'll be an easy one to do. So we'll compile that, do that training very soon, and I'll give you a much more comprehensive list. Oh, the other one is now working. So here, let me try. I'm going to try one more time. Let's see if this works.
Welcome back to Actionable Advertising. I'm your host, Joe Robot, and I'm Jane Droid. Today we're talking about how to apply Eugene Schwartz's 5 levels of customer awareness. This framework from his book, Breakthrough Advertising, can transform your copyright and make it much more Exactly. You target your current audience on
Oh, that was weird.
where to steal.
Okay, again, so close, but so far away. Okay, well, that was the other one that it spit out. So with that, what else we got?
Yes, we have a question from Sandra. I'll read what she says.
Mm-hmm.
She says, what does it take to own your business and how much will it cost me?
So say what?
Yeah, I'll read what she says verbatim. If you want to look in the chat, you can see what she says. She says, what does it take to own your business and how much will it cost me?
To own my business? Well, it'd be multiple 7 figures, but if you want to buy it, like, we can have a discussion. But yeah, it'd be.
I don't think she meant.
Yeah.
If you could help us out of it, you could elaborate.
Yeah, what does that mean exactly? Let me know. But yeah, if you're in the market for, if you have a, $10 to $20 million that you want to part with, and you would you want my business, then let's talk. Yeah.
All right. Outside of that, we're all caught up.
Okay, fantastic. Well then,
she means her business. What does it take to own my business? How much will it cost me? I'm not sure what she means by that.
How much will it take to build your business? Is that what you mean?
I think that's what she's trying to get at.
Okay. Yeah. So Sandra, tell me a little more info. Give me a little more info on, what kind of business you're trying to build and what you mean exactly. And I'll try my best to answer that. Give me a little more data. Depends on what kind of business you're trying to build. A lot of it depends on your own budget, right? You can build a business on almost any budget. The less money you have to, put into your business, the longer it takes. I will say that. That's the short answer, is you can build a business on a very small budget. Domain name and hosting, you will definitely need that. And then, I would say domain, hosting, and then a way to have an email list. So you need those three things, and there's just no way to get around having to buy those. So domain names are cheap, usually $20 or less a year. Hosting depends on what kind of hosting you get, can be anywhere from, a couple of dollars a month up to $100 a month, depending upon what you're looking for. And then you need an email provider. It just so happens that if you're my customer and you're have one of our products, we include our profit platform hosting, which includes all three of those things. We give you your email autoresponder, we give you your hosting, and your first domain name is on me. I buy it for you. So we do that for our customers. It's just part of being a customer of mine. But you need all three of those things, and there's no way to get around having to pay for them at somewhere, whether you get it from me or elsewhere. The rest of your business technically can be done for free, and there are ways to build a business for free. They just take a while. So you expect to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort over a long period of time to build a business on a free budget. That should be your expectation. The nonsense that you'll hear about how you can build a business for free like that, it just is not true. It's just unfortunate. As much as I would love to tell you that was true, I don't find that. I find that usually when that's the case, that's a claim, it's usually false. So now the more budget you have that you can afford to invest in advertising, for example, with Facebook or with Google, or to be able to hire experts to help you with writing your copy, or maybe being able to buy some tools that you can use for your business. Generally, the more you can budget, the faster you can build your business. Because look, there are people that will come in and they'll have, they may come to me and say, I've got $25,000. I want to invest in my business and I want to build it fast. Well, with a budget like that, you can do a lot of testing, you can ramp up quickly, and boom, you can get a business up and flying. But, not everybody has that. Some people may have a much smaller budget than that, and just expect that it will take you more time. That's really the answer to that question. So hopefully that answered your question. I don't know, was there any other specifics that came in?
Well, it reminded me of the AI side hustle video we put out.
Okay.
If she's trying to start something, start making money as a very beginner, tight budget, I think you said that's the video you recommend watching.
Well, that's true. When I talk about building a business, that's the long-term thing. If you're looking to just quickly be able to make some money online, you need, you're trying to do something to supplement your income and you want some quick bucks. That's not really building a business. There are side hustles that you can do when it's like a second job, really. You're exchanging work or knowledge, and you're using tools, things like Fiverr to get gigs and get people to hire you. Upwork is another place. So we have a fantastic video on the channel that does cover that on the best side hustles. So a side hustle is something that's different than building like a full business, right? Yeah.
And by the way, I dropped that link in the chat for Sandra and anyone else who wants to watch that.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Oh, I see Tia's comment. Yeah, thank you for that. So Tia says she has several of my services. My team and I are phenomenal people to work with. They truly care. So thank you for that. Yeah. That is the one thing that, it's from me throughout my company culture is we are trying to run our business in a way that it's about you. As exciting as it is to make money, and obviously I need money to sell my services so I can pay my team and, put all the infrastructure together. The main focus is all about you and being able to use our tools and our training so that you get results. And the team is very focused on making sure that we don't leave anyone behind, right? If you're struggling, you need help, we're very patient. We work with everyone to make sure that you can keep moving. Like whatever your next step is in building your business, my team's definitely there to help you with it. Yeah. Cool. Oh, I see Jay making a comment about simple path to profit. That's a great suggestion. That's a product of ours it is the simplest. Like I can easily say that that's the simplest business model that we teach is in that product. So behind the scenes, because I know we're running a webinar on it right now, so they probably should register for the webinar. I think we're coming back tomorrow with an encore on the webinar for that product.
I'll drop the link.
Okay. Daniel can get us that if he's around in the behind the scenes. All right, cool. Did we have any other questions?
Let me see. I think that's it.
All right.
All right. By the way, everyone, here's the link to that. Just dropped in the chat. And I'll drop it under your login so you can pin it StreamYard.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so anybody interested in that is a very simple business model because basically you team up with me. So you and I team up together and we kind of build a business together. So we take a lot of the heavy lifting of all the stuff and like product creation and a lot of the marketing and technical stuff. And my team just does it. And then you and I team up and work together. So if you're interested in something that's very simple and that sounds appealing, then yeah, register for that webinar and check it out. So again, that link is in the description, in the comments. Yeah, and I think with that, we're going to wrap it up. So I will be, I'm going to do something here while, let's do this. Go back to here. Well, first, I'm going to let you know. So I love Udio, if you haven't played around with it.
It's free, isn't it?
It's free, yeah. So,
that's crazy too.
yeah, you can make music. You can make good music. If you've never made a song or written a lyric in your life, you can go to Udio and make amazing music.
Let's make a new intro with Udio.
Yeah.
The one we have a little bit dated.
Yeah, the show intro. That was the very first. That was the beta.
Suno.
Oh, that was Suno. That's right.
That was
okay.
Udio didn't exist at that point.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, so we make audio for our ads and other things, music for a lot of the collateral that we use in our business. Using, I forgot about Suno. Suno's another good one. But I love just listening to what people make. It's shocking how good some of it is. So I'm going to wrap up the show by playing some of those. So I'm going to be going off camera. I'll be Mr. DJ. I'll be an AI DJ today. And
you should just have shows, not on Wednesdays, just surprise live streams on other days of the week where you do your AI DJ sessions.
I actually did it on Twitter. So I went live on Twitter. I did a Twitter live, and all I did was a DJ playing music off of Udio when I did that.
By the way, everyone, if you don't know, it might be confusing how you spell Udio. I linked it in the chat. Anyone wants to go make free AI music.
Cool. Yeah, and I saw Bo asked a question about the webinar. So webinar is tomorrow. So if you register today, you can attend it tomorrow. It might be really late or early in the morning for you, Bo. I don't know what time zone. I forgot. I think you're in Europe. I forgot. I know you said at the beginning of the show, but check that out. Register. Watch the encore. If for some reason you can't make it, I know we're going to try to also put up a replay afterwards. So register, check it out. And if you can't catch the encore, we'll try to make a replay available for you. And so with that, I'm going to go to commercials and then I'll be playing out with some music courtesy of Udio. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, It writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business. Isn't that good? All AI. Next up, Into the Night. Cody likes it. Yeah. You want to dance? You want to dance?
I feel like Superman cape in the wind, up in the sky while the world's trying to spin. Yeah, I'm invincible, dodging every bullet, staying unbreakable. Got my own kryptonite, still I'm strong. Stomping through the city, singing my own song. You wanna keep up? Man, you got a long way to go. Fly with me now. I'm unstoppable. They can't hold me down. Rise from the ashes, never hit the ground. Can't nobody tell me what I can be. Feel like Superman, the best version of me. I'm lifting up the weight of all my dreams, climbing all the mountains, crossing all the streams, facing all my fears, punching through the barriers, shedding no tears, defying gravity, breaking every chain.
Not bad, right?
I can't feel no pain. You wanna challenge me? You got a long way to go. Fly with me now. I'm unstoppable. They can't hold me down. Rise from the ashes, never hit the ground. Can't nobody tell me what I can be. Feel like Superman, the best version of me. Even when the night falls, still glowing bright. Champion of the people, ready for the fight. Got the world on my shoulders, taking every hit. Feel like Superman.
Next up, Falling Behind.
Another year and I still don't know where I'll be. Too bad, I'm sad, guess I'll wait and see.
There's not a single human in this song.
Everyone else is, but I still feel like I miss something big. Scroll through my phone in the same old room. They're all moving up while I'm stuck in bloom. Feeling left out without a bow. Why's my life on me right now? Sitting with my friends at the bar again. They're talking about the plans, I just pretend. Someone's buying home, someone's getting inside. And I'm still here trying to find my mind. 'Cause why do I care that I'm not catching up? Why does it feel like I'm always stuck? Another year and I still don't know where I'll be. Too bad, I'm sad, guess I'll wait and see. Don't wanna care where everyone else is, but I still feel like I miss something big.
Next up, I have to see what is this light side Anakin? I'm not sure. Is he a gray Jedi? Can't quite tell, but I want to hear the song.
Dark forces of the night, still alive, but I don't want to die. It's late to regret.
Okay, enough of that one. Let's try Magical Lady.
Lady, I see you dancing.
Okay, enough with that one. We'll try Splash. Okay, on to Let's Dance.
Hey, hey!
Remember when I used to tremble at your touch, hanging on your every word, thinking it was love. You had me convinced I couldn't make it on my own, but honey, that scared little girl is long gone, long gone. I'm not your little girl anymore, yeah, long gone. I found the strength you tried to ignore. You can't push me down, can't make me small. I'm standing tall, I won't fall. I'm not the one that you knew before. She's history, she's long gone, gone.
Underneath the skies we painted where the stars are ours to hold. Every breath you take a song, and every touch it turns to gold. When your knee high melts away, it's like we're lost between the lines. I see forever in your eyes. I love the universe designed. One heart, one flame, we're burning brighter. Together we rise, we're reaching higher. You're my truth, my every prayer. In your love, I'm weightless in the air. One kiss, one soul, the world can see that you and I, we were meant to be. In your arms I found my grace. Girl, you're the stars I can't replace. You are the first I can't complete. Without your love, there's no rhyme. You're the melody that moves, must hold the pulse inside this life of mine. I'll trace my promises on your skin like secrets written in the sand. And when the tides of life come crashing, I'll still be holding your hand. One heart, one flame, we're burning brighter. Together we rise, we're reaching higher. You're my truth, my every prayer. In your love, I'm weightless in the air. One kiss, one soul, the world can see that you and I, we were meant to be. Oh. Whoa. 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 Tried to hide, but now I see. Love don't break, it sets us free. I must just fall down like rain. I can live inside a claim. I want it like to be your egg. Tradition rules, we never stray. Love found me in a different place. She's the light, she's my saving grace. Tried to fight it, but I know this is the way my heart was told. Yeah. I know it hurts, but can't you see this love is real? It's meant to be. It's stronger than the fear inside. No shame, no more reason to hide. This love's like fire burning bright. It's no wrong, it's only right. We found our place in the unknown. Though it's not the dream you stole, I won't change, this is who I am. I love her like you love me. The world feels shattered, falling apart. The love is love, that's from the heart. Yeah. She holds me.
All right, so dare I play this one? I don't know. Let's find out.
They say that folks are eating pets. It's true. You know it. You know it. You know it. What else and dogs, their favorite of meals. It's you know it. It's cold it. You like it. You know it. Look at the streets, it's hard to believe. Can you see? It's a way, it's a way, it's a way. Is this a world we're living in? So hazy, hazy, so hazy, so hazy. Hey, what don't you see? It's a crime. Hey, what every event's all the time. You might think it's a shock, but it's real, it's real. You're safe in your house, just keep.
All right, enough of that one. Let's go to Suno, and we'll look over here. Another great AI music tool. So if you need to make songs, you can use either Udio or Suno. Both work really, really well. So we'll try some Suno.
Pretty lady, won't you hear me, please? I got a question I'm trying to understand. I've been having this odd set of dreams, visions of a couple. What does this mean? I'm seeing double, I can't deny it. A future of trouble, how about we try it? Let me show you what I really mean. I see a couple, it's you and me.
This summer haze, it weaves through the air. A cold winter's mist, it lies in mid-air. You can't miss it, it's not hard to see. This is the end, no more you and me.
Am I crazy? We're chasing dreams, clinging tight to a love was meant to be. No, I can't stop, I won't surrender, for I finally found my heartbeat sender. What does this mean? I'm seeing double, a vision of you and me.
He's seeing double, he can't deny it. A future of trouble, he says let's try it. And let him show you what it really means. A silly.
You wanna know how to trend, baby? Follow Ren home, follow me. You wanna know how to trend, baby? Follow Ren home, follow me.
You wanna know how to trend, baby? Follow Ren home, follow me. You wanna know how to trend, baby? Follow Ren home, follow me.
Type Sebastian in that style prompt. Now type Renault in that style prompt. Type Sebastian in that style prompt. Now type Renault in that style prompt.
Ooh, that sounds so good. So good. So good. Ooh, that sounds so good. So good. So good. So good. And don't. Darkness in my veins, I'm feeling the thrill. October's in my heart. It's a love I can't conceal. Pumpkins and witches, they call my name. Haunted tales and spooky nights.
All right, and this wannabe Keanu Reeves gets our final play of the show, and then we're wrapping up. See you later.
Knock, knock, knock. Wake up. Welcome to the real world. Is that oxygen you're breathing? Huh? There's a difference between knowing the path and actually walking it. Free your mind. I will lead you to the door, but it's up to you to open it. When you are truly awake, and there's no need to avoid it. There's a difference between knowing the path and actually walking it. Walking it. Free your mind.
And with that, it's a wrap. Bye, everyone.